But what I mean is, if you then say, oh, we're going to change the announcement or whatever, it's only ways and it's already up to date as the current restriction.
Sure.
So you can't predict what's going to happen each time you change something.
That's difficult. What they've done in other boroughs where it's worked is you start to look at these, and then you look at, okay, how can we improve it for Ruskin, and you make an adjustment. Okay, if it created this problem, let's adjust it for here, and you sort of build on it. It's a progressive thing.
Well, Waze will pick up automatically because it's crowd-surfed information. Where's Tom, out of curiosity, if you're having an open-air surgery? Like,
We just came down to see, have a look at the road.
Oh, it's just an improvised thing.
Yeah, we've been here since 8, it's just after 8.
Yeah, no, I woke up at night and had about 100 messages saying you were here, so jumped up as quickly as I could. Yeah. I mean, again, your point about Waze, yes, it's crowdsourced information, but the crowds don't know that camera's there. The signage is poor. I know you said you're going to be addressing the signage.
If you go into Waze, you can see who's updated it, and the user in Waze that's updated this is the one that's updated every single one in Sutton.
Right.
Because I was looking on Waze the other day. By one person has gone in and done it.
Which is exactly goes back to the point on the Get Sutton cycling site about gaming the system. So I mean, you're taking the advice of 14 over the wishes of 3,000. It comes back to the principal point.
His name's John.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was raised in Parliament yesterday by Elliot Coburn.
I wonder why.
Because we're angry, because we complained. We don't want it.
You know that the opposition, there's a lot more councillors in opposition that behind the scenes agree with this. But you know what?
Well, it's not what we've heard.
Well, of course you wouldn't, because they wouldn't say that.
And you would say the opposite.
No.
Because they're on record as of having voted against the scheme, but they had to vote en masse.
They're on record for having voted for every single scheme on the 6th of July. It was on the
They
record.
voted.
They had to vote for the whole.
It's a bit like the question in the consultation,
They said,
which is, do you want to have safer streets? No, I'm going to say 1 because I want my children to be run over and I want them accidents. And that is appalling. That question in the consultation.
Well, the whole survey is incredibly biased.
the quote from the leader of the opposition at the meeting, I can send it to you and I can give you the minute, is we agree with the vast majority of measures.
Okay, vast majority. Yeah, but this particular one, they don't agree with.
They have campaigned against every single measure. Why? And why is every single opposition?
Yeah, exactly. That's the role of opposition. I understand that.
Why is every opposition group in London, regardless of the party, doing this? Is because they see political opportunity to cause havoc.
Well, I also think it's because you can't get around London these days because there's all these roads being closed, and that's people's livelihoods at stake as well. Let alone the fact that you've got the whole kids in bed, fumes in bedrooms and kids' bedrooms piece. And you look at down the other end of Longfellow, and people are complaining down there because you've got the S3 bus route, and now the bus has to wait longer because of the increased amount of cars coming through. Me being one of them. I have to get home. I have to park my car. The bus now has to take longer because you've got more cars to get past.
Well, from somebody who live down the other end of Longfellow that it's much better than London because they haven't got big queue of traffic trying to get out of their road.
Well, I mean, which end is that? Because I'm right in the middle of Longfellow. The problem is, if there's cars queuing up to my house in the morning, I commute. Ironically enough, for all of the passion I put into this, I commute. I walk down the road to the shops, and I commute on the train to town. But if I need to use my car, if there's a car outside my house in the morning, I know they're in 35, 40-minute wait to get out. That was the case all the while through Conegate, as it was. And as things are getting back to normal, I think we're going to see all this again because people are coming down here. You talk about the residents on Ruskin and the surrounding roads, and they're all frustrated. We're all very frustrated, and just. For me, the central point is this lack of consultation. And don't bring up the emergency measures piece because this has been in discussion for 6 years. So this could easily have been done properly. Waltham Forest was consulted upon. Yes, they had a lot of opposition, but they actually won the majority to get it implemented. Round here, it's been like, we'll bring it in under emergency measures because of COVID. But in actual fact, that's incorrect. That's a misuse of power because this was all done when it's been talked about since 2014.
Well, we didn't know what the scheme was. Before they were there, TfL, they're quite way scheme. It's different ideas. And one of those things was to make Browning Avenue a quiet way for the cycle route from Kingston into
share
Sutton.
information.
So,
But why didn't-
none of the work had been done around
Well,
it.
speaking about the cycle route then, if you go up to the Green Lane School, there's that tiny bit of unmade road, which is the completion of the cycle route. That is what puts the whole thing together. But it's
sort of
rutty, muddy ground. Why wasn't the money spent on paving that to actually complete the routes? Why was the camera put in instead, which seems highly duplicitous, when you could have actually made the cycle route better for those that you're trying for the actions that you're trying to promote? It doesn't ring true. I'm sorry.
That would be the rule.
But that's the cycle route that was planned. That was around
Sharing
through
information with them.
But if you consulted with people, then you'd have found out that that's what they wanted it to be, because people will cycle to a certain point, get there and go, I mean, you look at that. There's no way he could get across that muddy bit on there.
But these are
It's an unadopted piece of land.
I'm an local resident. I should know about these
Anyway,
things.
well, I think there's two different
what they did is
records that
they
say
sent
different
a
things. So I
massive
don't think
list
it's clear actually who owns it.
of schemes that
I
they
just can't
wanted
believe the fact that, Chessington, a few hundred signatures, immediately postponed. Not necessarily
majority
stopped,
of those
postponed. We've just seen today,
They
Bury
won't be
was
getting money
postponed.
now. They won't.
It wasn't money that the country can afford. We're 2 trillion in debt. This is not a wanted scheme. Oh, okay. So I read this morning that if we didn't do this, we don't get any more money. So that's a threatening tactic that you're taking in reply. That's what he said. That's what he got quoted as saying this morning. And it's like, don't take money for the wrong reasons, though. I mean, so the money gets clawed back, goes into maybe, I don't know, something a bit more useful.